Okay, good morning. Today I'm going to help you out to design your own stencils in our Cricut design space. So to begin, we are going to select an image, any image that you like. I'm going to use a simple image that I have right here. I used it for a church group this past Tuesday, and I created a stencil, and it was super simple for the kids to use. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upload our image. I have a Mac iOS, so it's different for anybody. For this little process, you can either click and drag, you can upload, and it shows you the file formats in which you can do so. So we're going to click upload image. And like I said, I have a Mac, so I can just simply drop and drag. The next step is to select the image type. We can go from simple to moderate to complex. Most of the time, we're going to always choose complex because it will help us in selecting the areas that we want to be cut. So here you choose the select tool, which is a little plus sign, and we're going to click everything that we do not want to be cut. Basically, I don't want, if I left this the way it was, if you click preview, you're basically just going to get a square, and that's not what we want. So let's go back, or hide preview, I'm sorry. Hide preview, and I'm going to select all of the white. I want the letters on the inside to be cut out. If I don't do this, then they won't be cut out. So I want those to be cut out. And you can look at the preview and you can always check, and that looks good. So I'm going to continue. Next, we want to save this as a cut image because we are making a stencil. If I wanted it to create maybe some stickers or any other type of print image, then I would select print as cut image. But I want this as a cut. So I'm going to name it CTR. For those of you that would like to know what CTR stands for, it basically means for choose the right. Just a reminder for the kids to make good choices. Then we're going to select save. And here we go. We have it uploaded right here. Next step is we are going to select upload, insert image, and the image will be selected inside our design space. Another little tip is if you see this lock button right here, if you do not unlock it, you cannot personalize or customize, the size. And it matters sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it doesn't really matter because it's evenly proportioned right now, the way it's set. But if I wanted it to, let's say I needed it to be longer, then I would have to unlock that. Okay, we're going to go back to undo because I really like this size. And the first step we're going to do is we're going to duplicate. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. You always want to have an extra image of your original. That's just my tip, my trial and error, and something that's helped me. So I usually duplicate it about 3 times. 1, 2 duplicates, 3 images. Okay. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to create the outline. I need an outline. In this design space, it's a little tricky. I don't know why there's not just like a shadow effect that we can do or a button, but there is a way around it. Just a few steps, but there is a way around it. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to select this image. Right here you can tell the gray where it's a little darker. That's the one selected. I'm going to change the color for you to make it easier for you to see. And there you go. So we're going to put this red image behind. So we're going to go up to arrange image on the top left. We would like to move it to the back. And now I can size it bigger or smaller. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to work as a outline for this stencil that I need. And you want to try to cover all of that white that you see. Because if not, you'll get little edges that won't cut off so smooth. Okay. The next step is we are going to select our black image. Then we are going to hit the shift key. Again, I'm using a Mac. I'm not too sure what the step would be for the Windows. I'm sorry. But if you know how to right click or double click to select 2 images at once, that's the step that you need to do. So we want both of the images selected. When both of the images are selected, you can tell right over here on the right hand side, they will both be that darker shade of gray as opposed to this light gray. This one's not selected, so it's not in that group. So these two will be dark gray, and you will have options down here at the right hand bottom. You have flatten, attach, weld, and slice. Right now we are working with slice. Slice is basically going to give you, it's going to take out what you slice, you know, basically like a knife. So we're going to slice. When we slice, now we can see what happens. We are left with our image that cut out some of the letters, and this is not what we want to work with. We need this red to be the outline, right? Correct. So you're wondering, okay, so what are we going to do? So we're going to go back after we sliced. We need it to stay together. And the reason why is because there is a step to do which is called contour. This is very important. It's one of the crucial steps to get that outline image that we need. Okay, so we are going to select our black image, and we're going to select contour. What I want is I only want the shield. I don't want the letters. I'm going to deselect the letters, and I only want the shield. The shield is all that I want. I don't want that center either. So now we're going to click X. Did you see the difference? I know it's kind of tricky, but that's basically what helps you get that outline. So let's do it again. So I'm just going to delete this like it never happened. I'm going to go back to my black image. I'm going to duplicate it again to show you from the beginning. Now I need this to be my, we're going to make it into an outline. I'm going to go to my black image, and I'm going to select contour. Contour. Right now, everything is selected. So everything that's selected will be cut out. So basically, let's look. I didn't touch anything. I'm going to exit. It's the same. But we don't want that. What we want is we want a solid image of what the exact shield that we need. So I'm going back to contour, the bottom right. I'm going to hide all contour. Let's start from the beginning. And I only want this shield. If the shield is not selected, then that line will not be a dark black. So now I just have, that's the only one selected because it's a light gray. So that's good to go. We're going to push the X, and now I have my shield. I don't know why this came up. So now I can slice. Now we will slice. I'm going to select my black solid shield and my red shield that still has a CTR in the back. Let me show you. And I'm going to slice a clean image so that you can see the difference. I'm going to hold my shift key, select both images, and I'm going to go down to the right, bottom right, and we're going to slice. Once we slice, if you see right here on the right hand side, a outline appeared, and now it's sliced perfectly. You'll see. And there it goes. I know it's a few steps, but it is very much worth it. So now we can hide, if you click the eye on this right side, we can hide what we don't need anymore. I don't need those letters, and I don't even need this one, but I'll just keep it there. We can use this one, or we can use the original, and it will fit right in there as our main stencil. The next step is pretty simple. I'm going to delete this right here. Let me zoom in to show you one of the crucial steps to creating our stencil. If I were to send it and cut this right now the way it is, you would get 3 separate pieces, and that's not what we want. Let me show you. I'm going to click Make It up here, and it is going to give me CTR, it's going to give me this right here, and it's going to give me the outline. That's not what I want. So let's go back. I'm going to go to Shapes. We're going to select the square shape. When you get the square shape, remember, unlock. When we unlock, we are going to resize it to some teeny tiny little hinges. And that is the key to creating your stencils one piece. I'm going to extend it. I want mine a little skinnier. Okay, so now we're going to duplicate those hinges. So let's duplicate. We need about 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I'm going to attach it everywhere there needs to be an attachment. And it doesn't matter, the color doesn't matter if it overlaps. It is going to be all welded together in one shape. So here we go. And make sure it does reach both images and unlock those hinges as well. If you don't unlock them, then you cannot adjust them. That is very important. Okay, I also need one right here on this letter R. The letter R has the middle piece, and if you do not hinge it, you will most likely lose it, because I have before. So let's unlock that. And these can be really thin. They don't have to be super thick. You can kind of play around with it. Personal preference, honestly. So now it should look like this. So we have all of our hinges. The next step is we are going to select the entire image. So everything over here on the right is selected. We want to weld, not group, weld. If we group it, it's not going to cut properly. So we're going to weld this together, and it welds into one solid image. So now when we go to click Make It, we have our image, our stencil. And you can move it around, you can do whatever needs to do. You want to turn it, rotate it, whatever. And that's how you create a simple stencil. I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.